Hi, my name is Karl Rich, and I was facilitating an afternoon session to look at a couple of questions related to urban agriculture and future research directions. So our agenda was to cover the following two topics. First, to look at policy in urban agriculture, trying to understand the policy areas most relevant to advancing urban agriculture in the UK. And second, to understand how urban agriculture contributes to a resilient and sustainable food system. The outcomes from this process were twofold. First, to develop research questions and hypotheses, and second, to identify potential partners for future research. The process by which we did this was as follows. We had a plenary brainstorming of urban agricultural drivers, a couple of small group work sessions related to the two topics above, and some synthesis and video recording of group work. In terms of our plenary session, the idea was to understand urban agriculture drivers in terms of motivations, success factors, constraints, and boundaries. And we divide these into three different categories. One, in terms of policy drivers, looking from the top down. Second, looking at user or functional drivers, which would comprise the bottom up. And third, to look at the system context in terms of environment, space, socioeconomic, health, culture, finance, and others. And so we can put this together conceptually in a diagram to look at this. And the idea here is that the top down and the bottom up interact together in its own system context, engaging the space, environment, finance, culture, socioeconomic, and other aspects. In terms of the questions we posed for group work, for the first question looking at policy and urban agriculture in the UK, the idea was to look at which drivers from the above list are present in the UK, where the policy gaps lie, reasons for why these gaps exist, to understand different types of policy mechanisms for sustainability, and from answering these questions to identify the research questions and hypotheses, as well as different partners that might emerge from this kind of research. Finally, when looking at urban agriculture and sustainable food systems, the idea of trying to understand, for instance, the importance of urban agriculture and food systems, what, where, and who are the drivers of their emergence or lack thereof, trying to understand the functions and outlets of urban agriculture, understanding who, where are the people, users, facilitators, authorities, consumers, and so on, what their needs and goals are, what are the gaps, again, understanding mechanisms of sustainability, and using these questions to understand research questions, hypotheses,